G'day, Chris Fawcett from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but we're here now, so we'll have a chat now about the MedX machine that we use for low back pain. Now, thanks for tuning in, and it's good to see you. Now, basically, if you stick around to the end of today, and I get 20 people comment under here, if you comment underneath checklist, what I will do if I get 20 people that comment checklist, I'll actually develop a checklist for you by Thursday, 10-point checklist, that will let you know if your low back pain can be helped using our MedX machine and by what it is that we do. So really excited to share all this stuff with you, and here we go. Hello there, it's nice to see you. So let's have a look and see what the MedX machine can actually do. So what I'm actually going to do is get Deb to film me doing this, because she's a little bit afraid of the camera just at the moment, but that's okay. Let's see if we can spin it around. Can we do it? No, we can't. Bummer. Looks like I'm going to have to do it myself. That's fine. So let's have a look here. So here's our MedX machine. We've got a lovely model who is Adrian. Say hello, Adrian. Hello. So Adrian's a wonderful patient of ours who's volunteered to help us out today. So what we've got here is the MedX machine, and effectively what we've got are a couple of things which are really great and safe for patients to use the machine. So on the side here, which you can see here, is the range of motion machine, the range of motion monitor there. So it doesn't matter how good or bad your back is, we can either go all the way forward or we can restrict it to a little bit shorter, depending on how acute, how stiff your back is from there, okay? What we've got next to it is the weight stack, so it's just here. So the weight stack is able to, we can calibrate the machine so it's nice and safe for you to use, no matter how good, bad or indifferent your back is. So it can be very light or very heavy depending on how good or bad your back is turning out. So what we might do now while I'm still talking is get Deb to hook Adrian into the machine. I'll just make sure you set up there what his calibration is there as well. So with the MedX machine, it's actually really quite good. So it's really extremely safe for your back. So there are two really good things about the MedX machine which is different to other exercise equipment. Okay, the first one is that it only moves in the one direction. So it only moves forward or it only moves back. Okay, so there's no twisting motions, none of those dangerous twisting motions that you might get if it's a little bit dangerous or a little bit sore in your back. So that's the first thing. The second thing that's really safe for the machine is exactly what I mentioned before about the range of motion. So it can actually lock you in to a certain range if you're acute. So it only bends you forward to, you know, a third, a quarter or halfway if we need to, if it's a little bit upset or a little bit angry from there, okay, which is excellent. What's also really good about the MedX machine is that it's got a computer. So there it is behind us there, which is able to measure a lot of the things that are going on. So we're going to hook Adrian in a minute to show you how it all works. And what the computer can do is it can manage exactly how strong you are with your muscles of your back. Okay, so it's really good to be able to measure firstly where you're at to start with, and also the processes that the progress that you're making moving forward. So Adrian's one of our patients who's done really well, and from there. So what it can also show, so I've got it here in front, so there it is there. So you can see in front of us there that there's a graph. So that's actually my graphs there. So the top line there is the 1 standard deviation above the normal range for people of my age, weight and height. There's 1 standard deviation below, which is the line in the yellow, okay? And the line in the orange is the mean, okay? So I might just warm Adrian up first so we can go from there. And what my graph shows there, now it's actually a bit difficult to see because I've actually picked probably the worst possible example, but you can see if you look closely that on the bottom there with the triangles was where I started when I first bought the machine a number of years ago, and where I am now is normal, which is great because I've been using the machine a little bit more, which is great. So if we have a look now at how the machine works, so zoom out there, so we can look there at Adrian, so you can see there that he's bending forward, okay, and bending backwards. So at the moment, Adrian's just warming up there to get the muscles all warmed up and ready to go with exercise, because the last thing we want to do when we're doing exercise is just to go in straight away and do something really heavy. So with Adrian, we've just got a weight which is about half or less of what he can actually do, just to get the muscles and the joints warmed up so that we can get the muscles bigger. Now, the whole reason that we do the MedX machine in the first place is to make the muscles of the back stronger. Okay, so the biggest thing that can happen when you're rehabilitating backs is that we actually miss the point, okay, where we're concentrating far too much on muscles that aren't important. Okay, so we've often heard a lot about the core, your transversus abdominis, your pelvic floor, which are great in isolation, but they're not muscles that are used all that frequently when you're actually moving, and nor do the muscles themselves increase in size unless you are actually lifting something heavy. So you're not actually going to do bicep curls, for example, with a tuna can if you're wanting bigger muscles in your arms. You actually need to lift some weight, and it's exactly the same with the muscles of your back. Yeah, you can hook him in, so that's all fine. So we're just sort of setting Adrian up now to do his set, so we can show how the machine actually measures the progress here. So Deb's just setting him up now, and away we go. So that's Adrian there doing the machine. So what it does there is it beeps at the bottom of the range, and then it beeps at the top of the range to let Adrian know when it's the right time to change direction. So if he was a little bit more stiff, you could take him just to halfway. It would beep to tell him to change direction, and then at the back it would do that. And behind me you can see the computer there, which is actually measuring in real time, let's just see if we can get it, how it's all happening. There we go. And there it is there. So it's able to graph and record all of that data. So that's pretty much how it all works. So that's where it is all at. So as before, so hopefully there's something there that you've taken out of that, and you can see that it's not a big scary machine. It's actually really, really safe to use. We've had a lot of people from a lot of backgrounds, from 16-year-old athletes to 81-year-old ladies who just want to get back into the garden a little bit more, that are doing the right thing to get their backs right. And as I said before, if you type in the word checklist underneath, if I get 20 people that type the word checklist, basically what I'll do is develop that checklist for you so you can get the best knowledge that you know to have your low back pain firstly diagnosed in the right way, and secondly having the MedX machine do the right thing for it. Hey, I hope you've got something out of that today, and thanks very much for Adrian for doing that. He's just finishing his exercise set off now. Any questions, please type them into the comments below, and like, share, comment, you know the drill, and see you next time for the next video. Thank you and goodbye.